guys, welcome to another episode of Sunscreen Saturday, which I'm posting a little bit early because there is a sale going on that I want you to be able to participate in should you decide to. So what are we doing today? We are going to be doing Tatcha the Silk Sunscreen. Looks like this. It's been out for a while. I think sunscreens should be more democratic. They should be available to everybody. Good formulas that work well with your foundations, with your skincare, because to me it's a medicine. It protects you from skin cancer, not to mention photoaging. The best thing you can do to combat or to just not have photoaging is to stay inside a dark room all the time. And none of us live that life, and we would be very depressed if we did. So sunscreen enters, and this is what we're doing today. But I'm going to do a little comparison to something else. Before I do that, though, I'm going to read. This is expensive. You probably know that. It's $60 for 50 ml, which is $1.20 per ml. Not cheap. What it is: a liquid radiant finish SPF 50 mineral sunscreen with smoothing silk extracts to protect skin from sun, hydrate, and visibly even skin tone. It is for normal, dry, and combo, so if you're oily, you're probably not going to like this. Skincare concerns: dryness, dullness, uneven texture. Formulation: it is liquid. Highlighted ingredients: zinc oxide 10%, red algae extracts help to protect skin from UVA, UVB rays, and cocoon skin from blue light and pollution. Hyaluronic acid and niacinamide, they hydrate and visibly even skin tone. Silk extracts support the skin barrier and prime for smooth makeup application. Now I'm not going to read all the ingredients because tongue twister, but zinc oxide 10%, inactive ingredients, water, things I'm not going to try to pronounce, a lot of dimethicones, cross polymers, methicones, things that end with cones. Yes, Bob, I'll take things that end with cones for 200. I don't know, you guys. Niacinamide, rice ferment filtrate, which is very good for your skin actually. Silica, which is similar to a dimethicone in its texture and what role it plays in a formulation. Squalane, which is a skin identical. Camellia leaf extract, very good for you. Antioxidant. Allantoin, very good for you. I think that is a skin communicator. Tocopherol, which is I think vitamin E. Sodium hyaluronate, which is past the middle point. And yeah, so that's what we have. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. So in case you have not been here before, sunscreen is dose specific, just like medicine is. You don't just, gee, I have a tooth infection. Okay, just take all of the pills. Just take all of them. Here you go. Here's a bottle. No, it's take twice a day with food, your antibiotic, right? Sunscreen is also dose specific. In order to get the SPF 50 on the label, you need 2 milligram per centimeter square of surface, roughly quarter teaspoon. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to shake it up first because it is thin, and fill this puppy up. Quite liquidy, but I can put it on the table and close it because it has a flat bottom. Now we're going to very gingerly move this over to the other hand, and I'm not going to have any success showing you because it's so slippy, but this is the color. It is a pinkish tone. If you have skin like mine where you have a lot of redness, a pinkish tone isn't a delight. And I'm not going to rub this between my hands and put it on. Instead, I'm just going to pick it out with my fingers. So I did my skincare easily 20 minutes ago. Everything is set up and I am not experiencing any balling or peeling or discrepancies argument, anything like that with my skincare. And you see, it is not leaving a white cast, which is great. And I have worn this a couple of times, you guys. I oftentimes, but not always, have issues with mineral sunscreens where they make my skin itch. I get this needles and pin thing that I really don't like. And I'm not getting it with this one. So there's a little bit left. And I just want to show you what this color looks like and what the consistency is. And, oh, I forgot to get under the eyes. Whatever's left under the eyes. I think, actually, I should have put a little bit more under. Let's get some out of the teaspoon. This might be a very nice primer for your concealer, but you don't want to take something this liquidy too high up. It will get in my eyes. And matter of fact, I remember reading years ago about putting on eye cream, and they said put your eye cream on your orbital bone because it will seep. It'll seep down and it will seep up. And same thing, I think, with sunscreen. I am not putting it on the orbital bone. I am getting it higher, but not too high, because I am that person. I am that person who goes straight into my eyes. Alright, so, looks really good. There's a slight-ish, very, very slight lightness to it. I wouldn't call it a white cast. I am going to put on foundation as I always do, but I want to give it, 10 minutes. I don't think it really needs 10 minutes to set up, but I want to talk about something else at the same time. This Tula Mineral Magic. I've spoken about this many times because I actually had a sample of this. It wasn't available. It sold out at the Sephora sale, so I got a sample and I thought it really reminds me of this, which I mentioned, but I wanted to do a little bit of a head-to-head. The ingredients may not be exactly the same, but the price is much better. So this is the Tula color, and this is the color for the Tatcha. I have a lot of redness in my face, and I find that this Tula actually helps to diminish my redness because of this peachy nature, where this one is actually like a really good match for my hand, but my hand is much lighter than my face. It does nothing to help my redness. I'm just saying, for me, I kind of feel like when I wear this one, I need less foundation because of what it's doing for my redness. And there's some kind of fruity smell to that, where the Tatcha doesn't have a scent at all, actually. So there you go. And the Tula is $38, but it's a little bit less. It's 45 mil, so it's 84 cents per mil to 120 per mil. So I'm just putting it out there. They feel incredibly similar. I've really been enjoying using this one because it really, really, really tones down my redness quite a bit. There have been a couple of times where I just left the house to run an errand with this and not a foundation. And that's my truth, you guys, and I just wanted to share it with you because they do have a sale going on right now. And I am going to post this hopefully before the last day. The details, the links, the dates of the sale, I'll let you know. But I bought 2 bottles when I got this because I got a sample first and I thought, oh yay, I bought 2 bottles. This bottle I'm almost done with, and I think I'm going to buy 2 more. Now, this has set. You really don't need a long time for this to set, and I appreciate that. I don't want to wait 40 minutes or even 10 minutes. To me, 5 minutes. So let's go on with the Makeup Forever Reboot, which is always what I test with. This is a lovely foundation. And I have to say, I don't feel like I have a huge amount of shine from the silk. And fingers. Yes, the finger application. And then maybe we'll put on a couple of other products just to see. I think one thing many people were saying about this when it came out was that it was a beautiful primer and helped to smooth out the skin and diminish pores, kind of fill pores out a little bit, which is fantastic. But same kind of thing with the Tula. And I'm not trying to dissuade you from the silk. I think it's beautiful. And considering how much dimethicone there is in here, it doesn't feel heavy. So I'm very sensitive to things with a lot of dimethicones. It feels oftentimes like I'm putting a blanket or I'm wearing a neoprene, surfer wetsuit on my face. I got that feeling with the Chantecaille sunscreen. I don't get that with this, even though they're both liquidy. It has a really nice feeling. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't make me feel hot. And I just applied my foundation without looking in the mirror, and it's pretty much great. There's no smearing around my nose, which is very common to have smearing around the nose. There's no incompatibilities. It does make for a beautiful canvas for your foundation, 100%. Let's go in with concealer and see if that is indeed going to be a great primer for concealer. Now, lately I've been using the same concealer, but I'm going to go back to the Lancome. I haven't worn it in a while, and see what happens. See, now I'm going to pull you in, I'm already getting some troughing of the sunscreen. That's fine. I mean, it happens with concealer as well. You just kind of want to pat it down, and usually it won't come back. Just pat. Kind of blends itself, really. That was hardly any work at all, and it looks pretty much blended. I'm going to go very, very lightly with my finger, just for good measure. Now, I haven't used this in a long time because I kind of just got back on the By Terry bandwagon, and so I can't really say, does it look better with this under my eyes, or is this what it usually looks like? But I didn't want to try it with the By Terry because the By Terry looks great anyway. So let's look under the eyes. I think it looks really, really good under the eyes. So this kind of a light dimethicone as opposed to a thicker dimethicone might be perfect for a primer under the eyes. Just be really careful how high you put it, because if you're like me, it's going to end up in your eyes. All right, I haven't worn this in forever. This is my Clé de Peau blush in Peach. And it's just my favorite, you guys. It is absolutely my favorite cream blush because it's so easy. It's never tricky, it's not sticky, it's not emollient, but it's not dry. It just does the job. And I always have it out here, but I haven't used it in a while. Went on like a dream. Let's go over with the powder and see what happens. Sadly, I always fall in love with a blush that is limited edition. This is Rose Dentel. Maybe you can find it on eBay. But I love this on me. And my Hakuhodo brush. So you can see that there is a sheen on my face. Absolutely, it almost looks like I'm wearing highlighter, but it's not super, super shiny like many of my other sunscreens. And I do want to just say, just because I went on very quick doesn't mean that you have to. You could certainly wait longer for this to set up a little bit more, because my brush has that little bit of a wet feeling from that. But, not all of us have the time, or sometimes we're just impatient and need to get it done. If that's the case with this, you can do it in 5 minutes, but maybe 10 minutes would be better. So everything's going on really well, and I think that the skin looks very pretty. I don't know if it looks different, honestly, than it does when I don't use something that is saying that it's also a primer and a sunscreen. I personally don't use primers. I don't feel the need for them. Makeup lasts on me for a long time. I'm just going to scooch up a little bit and bring you in so you can see what's going on with the skin and how easily everything blended and didn't get smeary at all. I just kind of fixed around the hairline. It didn't really need fixing, to tell you the truth. So The foundation went over it very, very, very nicely, 100%. And, you know, leave it up to you, you guys. I think for me, the biggest con with this is it is expensive. I just think it's lovely. I really do. It's comfortable. I think it looks fantastic. But $60, I go through sunscreen so quickly, I really wouldn't feel great about using this every day. Where this one performs very, very, very similar. It feels very similar, but it has a peachy color, so I can wear this by itself. And I think I mentioned this in another video, you guys. I ran into someone I knew several weeks ago. I was with Lucy, and I've run into her for years and years. I don't know her well or anything, but we've seen each other 100 times on this trail. And she said to me, "Oh my God, your skin looks so creamy. What are you doing?" And this is what I was doing. I really like this a lot. It is 20% off right now, so I'm just saying, if this is outside of your budget, your comfort zone, take a look at this, especially on sale. And that is going to wrap up today's Sunscreen Saturday. Thumbs up for both of them. They're both mineral, and I know a lot of people are uncomfortable or can't wear chemicals, so here's a great mineral. I find them both comfortable, which is unusual for me because zinc often makes me feel itchy and pin needle, and I don't get it from either of these. And I like both of the formulas. They don't feel heavy or greasy on my skin. Rather, they feel just kind of silky, and that's a good thing. And that's going to wrap up today's Sunscreen Saturday, you guys. Thanks so much for spending some time with me. I hope it was helpful. I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I'm wishing you good health.
Lucy! Let's go! Let's go! What? Let's go! Let's go! Ow.